everyone, and welcome back to Bunny Tales with Zeb. Today we have another hair-raising tale.
We sure do, Zeb.
Do you think everyone will live happily ever after, Mummy?
I sure hope they do, Zeb.
Are you going to read the tale now, Mummy?
Would you like that, Zeb?
Yes, I would.
Mother's Nursery Tales, told and illustrated by Catherine Pyle. The 3 Wishes. Once upon a time, a poor man took his axe and went out into the forest to cut wood. He was a lazy fellow, so as soon as he was in the forest, he began to look about to see which tree would be the easiest to cut down. At last he found one that was hollow inside, as he could tell by knocking upon it with his axe.
"It ought not to take long to cut this down,"
said he to himself. He raised his axe and struck the tree such a blow that the splinters flew. At once the bark opened, and a little old fairy with a long beard came running out of the tree. "What do you mean by chopping into my house?" he cried, and his eyes shone like red-hot sparks. He was so angry.
"I did not know it was your house,"
said the man. "Well, it is my house, and I thank you to let it alone," cried the fairy.
"Very well.
Said the man.
I'll just cut down some other tree. I'll chop down the one over yonder."
"That is well," said the fairy. "I see that you are an obliging fellow, after all. I have it in my mind to reward you for sparing my house. So, the next 3 wishes you and your wife make shall come true, whatever they are, and that is your reward." Then the fairy went back into the tree again and pulled the bark together behind him. The man stood looking at the tree and scratching his head.
"Now that is a curious thing,"
said he. Then he sat down and began to wonder what he should wish for. He thought and he thought, but he could decide on nothing.
"I'll just go home and talk it over with my wife,"
said he. So he shouldered his axe and set off for home. As soon as he came in at the door, he began to bawl for his wife.
"Hello, wife!"
And she came in a hurry, for she did not know what had happened to him. He told his story, and his wife listened. "This is a fine thing to have happened to us," said she. "Now we must be very careful what we wish for." They sat down, one on each side of the fire, to talk it over. They thought of ever so many things they would like to have. A bag of gold, and a coach and 4, and a fine house to live in, and fine clothes to wear. But nothing seemed just the right thing to choose. They talked so long that they grew hungry.
"Well, here we sit,"
said the man.
"and not a thing cooked for dinner. I wish we had one of those fine black puddings you used to make."
No sooner had he spoken than there was a great thumping and bumping in the chimney, and a great black pudding fell down on the hearth before him.
"What is this?"
cried the man, staring. "Oh, you oaf!" shrieked his wife. "It's the pudding you wished for. There's one of our wishes wasted. I wish the pudding was stuck on the end of your nose. It would serve you right." The moment she said this, the pudding flew up and stuck to the man's nose. And there it was, and he couldn't get it off. The man pulled and tugged, and his wife pulled and tugged. But it was all of no use.
"Well, there's no hope for it,"
said the husband.
"We'll have to wish it off again."
His wife began to cry and bawl. No, no, she cried. We only have one wish left and we can't waste it that way. Let's wish ourselves the richest people in the world. But to this, the man would not agree. He wanted the pudding off his nose, whatever it cost. So at last, the wife was obliged to let him have his own way.
I wish the pudding was off my nose again,
said the man. And that was the third of their wishes. So all the good they had of the fairy's gift was a black pudding for dinner. But then it was the best black pudding they had ever eaten.
And after all,
said the man,
there's nothing much better in the world to wish for than a full stomach.
The end.
That was a great tale, Mummy.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Mummy,
Yes, Zeb.
are we going to find another bunny a new home?
I sure hope so, Zeb.
That would be splendid. Tune in next week for another episode of Bunny Tales with Zeb.
TTFN.
Ta-ta for now.
Well, Zeb just scampered off to go eat some carrot cake, so I thought I'd take a quick minute and talk to you about the bonded pair, Alston and Blanchette, who are up for adoption through Cribs for Critters. Blanchette is the female, she's the bigger one of the two, and she looks like she has eyeliner on her eyes, although one of the eyes looks like she hasn't fully put on her eyeliner. And it doesn't seem like her husband, Alston, really cares about that. He loves her so much. And in fact, they love each other so much that if you're going to adopt them, you have to adopt them together. They were dumped in a park that is known for bunny dumping, and Jude found them and saved them. So thank you so much, Jude, for that. Another thing about Alston and Blanchette is they're super loving. Jude says that they love to snuggle, they love to be pet. Not every bunny's like that. Zeb isn't really like that. Zeb will come over when he wants to be loved or pet, but he's not really a lap bunny. Alston and Blanchette definitely are. So if you want to adopt this sweet, beautiful pair of bunnies, please contact Jude. I'll put the link to her website and her rescue below. And if you just want to look at some more of her bunnies, go ahead and click there as well. TTFN, ta-ta for now.